Hello students, this is Shweta Roy. This video is for chapter 1, part 2, our environment. In this video, we are going to learn about ecosystem, man-made environment, human being and environment. Now here we will learn about ecosystem. So ecosystem is a system formed by the interaction of all living organisms with each other and with their environment through transfer of energy and material. So the interaction of living organism among themselves also with their environment. In other words, it refers to a community of plants and animals within a particular physical environment which is linked by a flow of materials through the non-living as well as the living section of the system. All animals, plants and human beings depend on their immediate surrounding. They all are interdependent. If we go to Kerala, we'll find heavy downpour over there, and because of that we can find the lush green fields and coconut plantation. Also we can find elephants and other animals. While if we go to Rajasthan, where there is no much rains, has only kicker and sand everywhere. The animal which we can find is camels. Also we can find snakes, lizards, etc. So these you can see that the animals and plants and the way people live vary from place to place, and this is because of their relation to their surroundings, also the relation which they have with each other. Here we have an example of ecosystem. You can see living things like plants and animals and non-living things like rock, land, sunlight. These are non-living things and they are making an ecosystem. Also we can find different types of ecosystem. You have the picture downwards. Now we all know that plants and animals depend on each other. Animals depend on plant for food and also for the oxygen to breathe. Now plants depend on animals for the carbon dioxide which they release, and that carbon dioxide is used for preparing food by the plants. So here you can see how they are interdependent on each other. Also, the decayed plants and animals, they provide nutrition to the plants to grow. So like this we can see that every living organism is interlinked, interdependent, and they also depend on their immediate surrounding, and this is forming an ecosystem. Now here we have the classification of ecosystem, that means the types of ecosystem. So here we can have terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. In terrestrial ecosystem we have forest, grassland, tundra and desert ecosystem. If we talk about aquatic ecosystem, we have freshwater ecosystem and marine ecosystem which is related to sea and ocean. Now we will go one by one to each of the points. Now here we have picture of a forest ecosystem. So a forest ecosystem consists of several plants, animals and microorganisms that live in coordination with the abiotic factors of the environment, that means non-living factors of the environment. Now forests help in maintaining the temperature of the earth and are major carbon sink. Here we have the grassland ecosystem. And in grassland ecosystem, the vegetation is dominated by grasses and herbs. Temperate grassland, savanna grassland are some of the examples of grassland ecosystem. Now you can see the animals and plants and the interaction with their surrounding. Now here we have tundra ecosystem, and tundra ecosystems are devoid of trees and are found in cold climate or where rainfall is scarce. Now these are covered with snow for most of the year. The ecosystem in the Arctic or mountain tops is tundra type. That means example of tundra ecosystem. So here in the picture you can see the tundra ecosystem. Now we have desert ecosystem. Now deserts are found throughout the world, and these are regions with very little rainfall. Now the days are very hot and nights are very cold. So you can find the desert ecosystem here in the picture. Now here we have the freshwater ecosystem, and it is an aquatic ecosystem which includes lakes, ponds, rivers, streams and wetlands. Now these have no salt content in contrast with the marine ecosystem. So here in the picture you can see the freshwater ecosystem. Many animals and plants are there and how they interact with each other. Now we have marine ecosystem. Now the marine ecosystem includes seas and oceans, and these have a larger salt content and greater biodiversity in comparison to the freshwater ecosystem. Here in the picture you can see the marine ecosystem. Till here we have read about the natural ecosystem, but we also create the artificial ecosystem, and aquarium can be the example of artificial ecosystem. Now we will read about the structure of ecosystem, and here we can see it is abiotic and biotic. Now abiotic is which is non-living thing like air, water, soil, wind, etc. These are non-living things, and biotic is related to living things like we have the producers, consumer and decomposer. Now we'll read about them one by one. Now here you can see the picture of abiotic ecosystem. We have land, we have water, we have air. So these are abiotic components. Now abiotic components are the non-living components of an ecosystem. It includes air, water, soil, minerals, sunlight, temperature, nutrients, wind, altitude, turbidity, etc. So these are the things which is related to abiotic components. And as we read in the definition of ecosystem, the living organism depend on their immediate surrounding, and these abiotic components form that surrounding for us. Next we have biotic ecosystem, that means biotic components of the ecosystem, and it refers to all living organism in the ecosystem. Now based on nutrition, the biotic components can be categorized into autotrophs, heterotrophs and saprotrophs or decomposers. Now we will read about them thoroughly. Now producers include all autotrophs such as plants. They are called autotrophs as they can produce food through the process of photosynthesis. Consequently, all other organisms higher up on the food chain rely on the producers for food. Now we have consumers or heterotrophs. Now they are organisms that depend on other organisms for food, and they can be further classified into primary consumers, secondary consumer and tertiary consumers. Now the primary consumers are always herbivorous, that they rely on producers for food. Secondary consumers depend on primary consumers for energy, and they can either be a carnivore or an omnivore. Now tertiary consumers are organisms that depend on secondary consumer for the food. Tertiary consumers can also be an omnivore. Now we have quaternary consumers are present in some food chains. Now these organisms prey on tertiary consumers for energy, and furthermore they are usually at the top of the food chain as they have no natural predators. Now decomposers include saprophytes such as fungi and bacteria. They directly thrive on the dead and decaying organic matters. Decomposers are essential for the ecosystem as they help in recycling nutrients to be reused by plants. So here you can see a food chain, and in that we have all the kind of living organism which depend on each other. The relation, the interaction between them can be seen. Now here we have an example of this biotic components. We have producer, primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer, and after that we have decomposers. So this is the biotic components of the ecosystem and their interrelation, how they are interlinked. Now here we will learn about the functions of ecosystem. So it regulates the essential ecological processes, supports life system and render the stability. It is also responsible for the cycling of nutrients between biotic and abiotic components, that means living and non-living components. It maintains a balance among the various trophic levels in the ecosystem. It cycles the minerals through the biosphere. Now the abiotic components help in synthesis of organic components that involves the exchange of energy. So these are the functions of ecosystem. Here we have the trophic levels. Now trophic levels in a food chain means these trophic levels are different stages of feeding position in a food chain, such as primary producers and consumers of different types. Organisms in a food chain are categorized under different groups, and these are called trophic levels. Like producer is the first trophic level, primary consumer is the second trophic level, secondary consumer is third trophic level, tertiary consumer is fourth trophic level, and like this we have the levels in the biotic components. We have the man-made environment, which is also human environment. Now this includes changes and modification of the natural environment made by human beings. It shows the activities, creations and interactions among human beings. Example: buildings, roads, bridges, parks, industries, furnitures, books, etc. Now they create such things by using their skills and to satisfy their needs. Here we can see the picture of some man-made environment. We have park, we have vehicles, we have furnitures, buildings, road, aeroplane, books, industries and many more things. Now we have human beings and environment. Now human beings modify natural environment to satisfy their needs. Within time and need, people began to exploit natural resources at alarming rate. Now in early time, people used to live very simple life and only they used to fulfill their need by the natural surroundings. That means they were adapting themselves to the natural surroundings. But with the passage of time, needs of the people grew. Their needs grew. People became more varied. People started living a settled life. Now trade, commerce, and industrial revolution came into existence. Commerce, development. With that, an industrial revolution started natural resources, and the people began and that to is not good for our resources. So now this is not good for our like burning of fossil fuels that we are according to example, our need we are changing the environment. Gas, coal that is the motor vehicles and industries. Now environmental degradation due to rapid economic temperature of the earth, and this is known as global warming. And this is only a single example of the disturbance of ecosystem or disturbance of our environment. We have many other disturbing factors which is created by human. So here the duty of the human is to maintain the environmental stability and balance. Now we have environmental hazards, and hazards means a risk or danger. So it is a risk or danger existing or perceived is termed as a hazard. Now the natural hazards such as earthquake, landsliding, volcano, flood, drought, cyclone, tsunami, lightning and other such happenings are a part of Earth's environment. Now they happen because of the interplay of many natural processes operating on the surface or the interior of the earth. For example, hot melted rock material called magma rising from the interior of the earth is a part of the process of rock formation. But at the same time, it also causes earthquakes and volcanoes. The earthquakes and volcanoes cause great harm both to the living and non-living things. Now here in the chapter we read about barter system, and it is a type of trade in which goods are exchanged without using money. So people exchange things. It may be bilateral and multilateral. That means between two people or between many people. So here you can see in the picture, the people are exchanging the goods. If someone is giving apple, then the other is giving banana. Like this, they are exchanging the goods. There is no use of money. I hope you all understood all the topics taught in this video. Any questions and queries can be resolved in the online classes. Thank you, students.